The vision I've created for well-adapted London is a future for my grandkids, because we've abused, in a word, the world as a whole, from London to wherever, because this is a global issue. And if we do not take an action now, we've left it for a bit late, but it's never too late to catch up. People know that it's climate change, yes, but they don't see it as something that's so large or big that cannot be still nipped in the bud. That is the resilience we have in my neighbourhood.
I don't think there was a right and wrong answer to anything. Everyone's views were different.
I think we'd heard a lot about the possibilities, and it felt very easy to think about a very optimistic future that's well adapted. In reality, I wonder if it's going to be a lot more challenging. There's no point in some of us being fine and some struggling, so I want us all to be better together.
The resilience currently, I don't think it's great. I live nearer the river, so it's not as bad as it could be. You do get a bit of a cooling effect.
In terms of the resilience of where I live, then again, I don't live on a floodplain. However, I live with my elderly father-in-law, and he's very much impacted by heat, particularly in the summer, and we have to make adjustments for that.
Ensuring all buildings, regulations are changed so that they can adapt to extreme weather, and that's hot or cold.
The new buildings that are going up are all energy efficient. I love council housing, which is going to cost a lot to make them livable in the climates. As temperatures rise, I think it's going to be a very difficult place to live. It seems to be the wealthier areas will be more resilient because they can afford to be. The poorer people, I think, are going to struggle.
Some of our preferred policy options are things like awareness campaigns. We thought of community hubs. So I'd say our vision is very much community focused.
I think we have quite a big and diverse community, so I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth for us and our ability to provide and create spaces that are good for everyone.
Oh, I found that process really fantastic. I loved it. I loved being able to vision the difference between the two times. I had great worries about whether we could kind of marry them up and meet eventually. I was concerned that even though the visions were great, the resources were low and the expectations would be high from me.
This project of Hopeful Futures as part of London Council's climate programme, it allowed us to hear directly from residents on their vision for a resilient London, which is a priority for local authorities, and we were able to work with 3 boroughs specifically, so Lambeth, Southwark and Tower Hamlets. And what we heard from people is what areas and parts of their neighbourhoods are important to them that are at risk from climate change, and in terms of the visions, how do they want the council and other people to act to protect those spaces that are so important to them.
People took in that information, they understood their area, challenges and opportunities that they had. But I felt like the vision that they created was very much about dealing with the issues right away that impact people directly, and those that are broader benefit were more drawn out across into the future.
When we're looking further forward and every 5 years into the next couple of decades, things do get more opaque, more vague. There's a lot more uncertainty about the impacts of risk, but the sensitivities and the vulnerabilities remain. The challenge in that is ensuring there are longer term programs which will reduce risk and the impacts from climate change. But doing that within current funding cycles, political cycles, is a challenge. So there does need to be some ambitious long-term programs which can show real benefit and consistently be funded over a longer period.